Hey, this is Fred from Peavey Electronics, and I'm super excited to introduce to you the VYPYR X2. Let's get you going. To the left of the amplifier is obviously the input, and just to the right of that are 4 banks of presets that we've put in the amplifier to help you get started quick. The first 2 are electric guitar presets, Electric 1 and Electric 2, and there's 4 in each one of those banks. Simply tap the button associated with that bank to toggle through the 4 different presets. Same with B. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's different colors for each one of the presets, and that's an easy way to plug in an electric guitar and get started with some of the sounds that we think are fantastic. Banks C and D, C is an acoustic bank. There's also 4 different presets there, and D is the bass guitar amp. So if you're plugging in an actual acoustic guitar, you want to be in bank C. If you're plugging in a bass guitar, you want to be in bank D, and cycle through some of the sounds that we think are fantastic. Now keep in mind, if you have selected bank C or bank D, you only have certain amp models available to you, and I'll show you that right now. Selecting bank C, here are the acoustic models on the amplifier encoder. Notice I can only select acoustic amps when I'm in the acoustic bank preset. Same with bank D. This is for bass guitar, so when I've selected any of these, if I go here to the amplifier, I can only select bass amplifiers. So that makes sense, and we've done that because we want you to have a good experience when you're plugging in your acoustic right off the bat or your bass guitar right off the bat. So once again, you've got 2 electric presets in A and B, banks, 2 banks, 4 in each bank, and you have 4 acoustic presets and 4 bass presets. To the right of the preset bank is your instrument and stomp box encoder. Think of that as what's in front of the amplifier, something you would normally either place on the floor or a virtual instrument that you've got over your shoulder. You can actually select acoustic guitars, you can select 12 strings, 7 strings, baritones, electric violins, all sorts of great stuff, along with a myriad of stomp boxes, almost any one you could possibly think of. And how to select it is very, very easy. Just turn the encoder to the effect you want and it's automatically on. That simple. Notice there's 2 different color LEDs for each one of these instruments or effects. The red one being the one that's indicated on the left. In this case, that says TSC, and the green one, the fuzz, indicated on the right. So, in order to get as many effects on one knob as possible, we made it so that you had an LED that indicates whether it's the one on the left or the one on the right, and just be mindful of that. That's on the bottom of the instrument stomp encoder. To the right of that is the amplifier select. Works the same way. Just go through and select whatever amplifier you want to try out, and each one of the amplifiers has 3 different channels. To select the different channels, all you do is press the encoder like that, and you'll go from clean, which is green, orange, which is crunch, or red, which is high gain model of that particular channel. To the right of that is effects. Now think about these effects as something you would plug into an effects loop on the amplifier. They're not on the floor in front of the amplifier, they're inside the amplifier. All you do is the same thing as you would with the instrument knob. You turn to select whatever effect, or select bypass if you don't want any effect in that particular bank. Simple as that. Just turn the knob and select the effect that you want. To the right of the effects is traditional amp controls. So you see pre-gain, low, mid, high EQ, and post-gain. Think of the pre-gain as the amount of distortion that you want on that particular channel. The higher you've got that knob set, the more distortion. The lower you got it, the less distortion. Low, mid, and high are typical EQ channels found on an amplifier. Just play with them till it sounds great. Noting that when you select different amplifiers, you're going to have different tone stacks in here, and they will act kind of differently. And the post gain, think of that as your channel volume for that particular preset. That can be saved and stored, so we're going from preset to preset. You may have different volumes based on the post gain control. To the right of the pre-gain control is your master volume. That's how loud the amp gets all the time. Crank it up. You'll find that our 40-watt amplifier is louder than most people's 100-watt. Now to edit the effects or access the reverb delay, we have a very, very easy and unique way to do it. So say you're over here and we've selected this phaser. Analog phaser, that's what A phaser stands for. And we want to adjust the parameters of the phaser because most stomp boxes have a couple parameter controls. You want to speed up or slow down the phaser or make it more intense or less intense. To edit any one of those, really, really super easy, just press the button. Now you'll notice when I press this button, these two encoders go from red and green to red and red, and the edit mode light comes on here just below these knobs. And I'll do that again. So here we have your standard controls, which are up at the top, pre-gain, low, mid, high, and post-gain. Pressing this button, edit mode light comes on, and you have two red LEDs here. This is parameter 1 and parameter 2 of the effect. Usually the speed and intensity of whatever effect that you've selected, or a couple of parameters of the effect that we thought you might like adjusting if it's one of the instrument models. To the right of that, now you're looking down here on the lower part where it says delay feedback. That's the amount of delay continuation that goes on in the mix, whether you want a longer stream of delays or a shorter stream of delays. And to the right of that's the delay level. That's how loud the delay is. And to the right of that is your global reverb control. So on any preset, you can access the delay and the reverb just by simply pressing that button. Very, very easy to get in and out of edit mode. Just touch it and you're back to the normal amplifier mode just like that. Same exact function when it comes to the effects. So go over here to the effects knob. Let's say we want to adjust the reverse. Simply press it. Now we're in parameter mode. These two adjust the parameters of the reverse control. Then you have your delay feedback, delay level, and reverb level on all the time. To get back out of that mode, you'll notice the edit light is green here. That's indicating you're actually on the effects. When you're editing over here, it's red. Editing the stomp boxes is red, editing the effects is green. But back over to editing the effects, you've got a green LED here, parameter 1, parameter 2, delay, settings, and reverb level. Super, super easy. Then we have a pairing control for your iOS control. Just pair it like you would pair any other device. Turn your Bluetooth on, look for the VYPYR X, pair it to it, download the app from the App Store, and away you go. We also have aux in, headphone in, and of course, tap tempo for delay. So no matter what setting you're on, if the delay is on, you can reach down and tap the tempo of the delay at any time. I hope you enjoyed the quick start video. For more information, visit peavey.com.